It's nice and clear tonight. Overnight low in the upper 30s. Sunny skies. A high will be right around the mid 60s on Saturday, and then limited sunshine upper 60s to low 70s on Sunday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. KERX, Paris Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your morning.
ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that's respected. If I'm all right. Joaquin State dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah. Take it to the dunk.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What they for one racerback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones. 1, 2, 3. Turn it.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Oh, my goodness. We're here on this Friday. Welcome, everybody. Going to be a fun show today here on halftime. Myself in the unit. Phil Elson, is he up in the air?
Yeah, I believe so.
Going West Coast.
West Coast.
He is an LA guy. That's right. So, but we're gonna have a fun time today, and we want to get what's your favorite Arkansas Texas game memory? There's been so many good ones. You think about being the underdog, which we are this week. Gonna be a fun one. You know, what's your score prediction? And then what's the keys to the game? Is it just if Texas doesn't show up? Is that about the only way?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a big week in sports. You got did you see the Tyson Paul slap yesterday?
I did, and there were some heated words after by Jake Paul, but you know you got to have stuff like that. Tyson's man, he does his own thing. I mean, he'll slap you and make you like it, but in this case, Jake Paul didn't like it too much and was kind of fired up.
I didn't even feel it. He's angry. He's an angry little elf. Mike Tyson, I thought that was a cute slap, buddy, but tomorrow you're getting knocked out. I'm feeling my baby. I'm feeling my. He hits like a personal now. It's personal now.
Man,
what theater right there, huh? That's the whole thing. The build up to the fight is it's bigger than the actual fight, huh?
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Are you going to watch? I heard it's on Netflix. They actually are showing it on Netflix, of all things. That's what I heard.
That's yeah, man. I don't know. Is John Jones fighting tonight too, or is he fighting tomorrow? I know he's
not sure about that.
He's got one going on, but man, I thought that was crazy. Both those dudes. I wonder, man. It's just that age thing. Tyson's 58 years old. And just looks absolutely rocked. And they're doing heavier gloves. That was the thing when the fights first came out, and they're like, well, they're going to use heavy. You want lighter gloves. You want the lightest gloves possible if you're Mike Tyson. But yeah, so we'll see. I think it should be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to sit down and watch it, but I'm sure it'll be on SportsCenter within 24 hours or so.
Yeah, it'll be the most entertaining game played in AT&T, or not game, but event at AT&T Stadium. The Cowboys definitely aren't doing very well, so at least there'll be something entertaining in that stadium this year.
There we go, man. Your C Mavericks too. We'll get into a little bit of that as we go on. We got Aaron Torres today coming up in this next segment. Unit, we got any other guests today?
Let me figure that out.
We'll get, but we're gonna have a good show today. A lot to get to. Man, big games. That Missouri South Carolina game. That's just as big as any of them. I don't see how you can leave any two-loss team, any SEC two-loss team outside of the playoff 12. I think Missouri gets in if they win out. But so they got a big one. It's the Columbia Bowl.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game. I like the way South Carolina's playing right now. They're just kind of they're on the upward trend. Missouri's kind of on the downward trend. They're squeaking out victories, but I think their luck will run out eventually. South Carolina's kind of making their own luck right now as well. We got Neil Atkinson later on in the program, hour number 3 too.
You got Tennessee at Georgia. That's as big as it gets as well. And doing a little research today, Kirby Smart's first interception when he was a safety at Georgia was against Peyton Manning.
Wow.
So they played against each other back in the day. So you talk about rivalries or big games. He's played in that game, coached in it for years as well. So that was pretty cool. I don't know. You start looking at that game, and Georgia's best running back, I think, is out. But, I bet you their backup running back's pretty good, too. So it'd be interesting. Tennessee, that Sampson kid, he might be the best running back in the SEC. That dude's an absolute – well, if Rocket – we see Rocket when he's healthy. But, man, Sampson's up there as being one of the best.
He's really good, and he's going to have a great game. I'm not too high on Tennessee. Nico's not supposed to be going in this game. Georgia should feast on that offense. They're not really moving the ball that great to begin with, and now your best quarterback's out. It'll take a miracle, and the Tennessee defense will have to play out of their minds. I like Georgia in this one by at least 10.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. We got a couple texters already coming in with what's your favorite Arkansas versus Texas game memory, and then also keys to the game. Keep them coming. We'll get to those as we keep on going. Man, the NFL as well. Unit, you're gonna have it's a couple big games. The Ravens and the Steelers. Man, that
may be my favorite.
That might be better than the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. I mean, that's kind of what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a dog fight.
I don't like either teams, but that is a true rivalry, and I just like watching the Steelers and Ravens play each other. I don't know. It's just always close, very defensive.
Two great coaches. I love both the coaches.
Yeah, two great coaches, and the defenses always show up to play, and it's just an exciting game, and they're both good this year.
Do you see Saquon Barkley doing his thing yesterday?
Yeah, I saw that.
Man, if you're Philly, you try not to ride him too hard because you need him in the playoffs the way you run, and I get it. But you gotta start kind of figuring out what seed you're gonna be, where you're gonna be at. Yeah. Because if you don't have Saquon Barkley, right now he's playing top 3, top 4 running back in the league.
Yeah, when he's healthy, the Eagles are just that much better and possibly a Super Bowl contender. They're just tough to beat when especially when he gets going.
You get if you're still going with the Jets, they take on the Colts in a must-win game. The Colts are a mess. The Jets are a mess.
Yep.
The Jets actually have a little decent defense. They're trying to work in a new receiver. That could be interesting. The Jets get a hot. You kind of think of the New York Giants about a few years back getting in the playoffs late and then getting hot at the right time and maybe they have enough talent where they could do that if they could all click it. And then the Chiefs Bills, man, 3:25 kickoff for the Chiefs Bills. I don't know. I'm going to take the Bills in this one. I think it's so hard to go undefeated. But I do like both those teams went out and got both those quarterbacks a receiver. And I thought that was a great move by both those teams because we could be watching a preview of this game here in about another 3 months when it really means something.
Yeah, that's what good teams are supposed to do. Go out and make a move, and they both did that. The Bills are playing really good football. The Chiefs obviously are winning a lot of close games. This is what it's going to take in the playoffs. I like the Bills in this one. I think they're going to be a little bit hungrier. The Chiefs are kind of they're sitting pretty right now, and the regular season matters. But I think when you're 9-0, you've got a little bit of a cushion there. the Bills are going to probably win this game, but if we get to the playoffs, might have a different story there. I might take the Chiefs in that game, but two teams that will probably meet in the playoffs, and I like the way these teams are playing right now, both playing like Super Bowl contenders.
I like it. I like it, Unit. NBA is starting to heat up as well. We're going to touch on that as we keep on going throughout the show. We got Aaron Torres coming up here in the next segment, talk a little college basketball, a little college football. It's a great weekend to hang around the house, maybe go play 9 holes, but then there's sports on. There's just good games all weekend long.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. In high school, playoffs are starting up this week. Even tonight, there'll be good games. And then obviously the 11 a.m. game in Fayetteville tomorrow will get everything kind of started. Man, I tell you what, I like this time of year. It gets late. Everything's kind of starting to shape up, like, who's going to make the playoffs and that type of thing. And a lot of teams in the SEC, I think, are really good. But as you were mentioning, how many 2-loss teams will get left out? Will any of the SEC 2-loss SEC teams get left out?
Indiana hasn't beat a bowl team yet.
Yeah.
So and I'm not saying that you have to beat who's in front of you, and they're going to play Ohio State, and is that one win? So and look, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sounds sour grapes. You're like, well, look, if we were in that division with that conference and that schedule, we would have done this. But because you can't really do that. But I think any team in the SEC that goes 10-2, they're going to get in. I don't see the committee leaving a 10-2 team out.
No, and back to the Indiana thing. If they finish undefeated, which I don't know that they will, with Ohio State still left on their schedule, even if they finish with 1 loss,
how much does the eye test play? When you're watching Indiana, Ohio State, how much does the eye test play into it? So if you go up watch that game and they look good up front, it's a close game no matter what. No matter what, but they fight. Ohio State wins 49-7. There's no way there's no way you put an Indiana in.
Well, you say that. I wouldn't be surprised if someone did, just because it's Indiana. They're kind of you want some teams kind of like underdogs, I guess. Good stories in. I personally don't think a 1-loss Indiana team is better than a 2-loss SEC team. But if you look at what Indiana's done this year, I mean, they haven't just barely won. I mean, in a few games, maybe they barely won.
I think it was like week 8 before they trailed in a game.
They've been dominating.
Yeah.
I think if you're in a Power 5 conference and you're undefeated or even 1 loss,
they needed. Yeah,
it's hard to not put you in.
They'll start having. I guess you get 4 buys, but if you had like a play-in game to get in, so you take a team like in Indiana, if they have 1 loss and they go to the play-in game. I mean, I could see that being in the future, especially if you got a Boise State, your Miami that this took a loss. What if Miami wins out? They
should be in if they win out. But I think you got to put them in, but that doesn't. They've earned the right to be in there, but we all kind of know deep down that they're going to get exposed. But, I mean, you got to give them credit, though, for winning 10, 11 games. I mean, that's not easy to do at all.
All right. Well, we're gonna go pay some bills and take a little walk. And when we come back, we're gonna have Aaron Torres up.
The jerk store called. They're running out of you.
This is halftime.
Ty Richardson, we're live here at First Financial Mortgage. I'm here with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I know I probably texted you 100 times during this process, man. I didn't know what I was doing. Luckily, you did.
Yeah, Ty. It was always great working with you. Glad we could help you get closed. A good loan officer is someone who can answer questions after hours, before hours, and be available when you're needed. We get pre-qualifications in, get buyers pre-qualified so they can search for homes and get them closed quick. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
'Tis the season for Hardee's handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch buttermilk biscuits pulled fresh from the oven. The return of special traditions like salty sweet candied bacon. And faithful friends like Hardee's cinnamon raisin biscuits gathered near to us and served all day, all season long. From icing drizzled biscuits to savory charbroiled burgers, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon. Available for limited time at participating locations. Items may vary.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside Bud Walton Arena. The Razorbacks are back inside the Basketball Palace of Mid-America, and Coach John Calipari and the Hogs need you there and need you loud all season long. If you have tickets, make sure they're being used. If you need tickets, head over to SeatGeek.com. SeatGeek, that's the official resale marketplace of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. Lindsay, what's going on this month?
We have the new Kawasaki Ridge side-by-sides in stock. Most of them have a full cab with heat and air. They have a 1000cc inline 4-cylinder engine. We also have new Kawasaki Brute Force 450s and 750s in stock. And we are stocked up for dirt bikes and ATVs for the holiday season. Come by and see us or visit WheelerPowersports.com.
Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Did your spouse move out and take the Christmas decorations with her? Mock Legal Solutions is here to help with your divorce and your decorations. On Friday, November 22nd, ESPN Radio will be live all day from our conference room in Fort Smith. Tune in or drop in for the morning rush, halftime, and wrap up the day with the ESPN equivalents of Cousin Eddie, Ruskin, and Zach. Sign up on hitthatline.com to register for our Christmas giveaway. Walmart gift cards and one fully decorated Christmas tree will be given away. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
You serious, Clark? Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Over yonder, what do you see? The sun is rising, most definitely. A new day is coming. People are changing. Ain't it beautiful? Still lose persuasion. Gonna see the light. The answer. That's alright. So don't you give up now. So easy to find. Just look to your soul. Open your mind.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, back halftime here with the real LA guy, Aaron Torres. With Phil Elson's, he's kind of an LA guy, but we got the real one with AT on the show, man. How's your? Thanks for giving some of your time today, man. How's your world?
It's great. I heard Phil Elson's going to be in my world at some point today. That's the whispers on the internet.
Man, that's a good day right there.
Yeah. So who the Hogs playing in women's basketball? I don't know the schedule.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody really.
UCLA, I think.
Okay. Oh, they're playing UCLA.
Okay.
Yeah. We're well, there's a lot going on in the sports world, Aaron, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about if you saw the greatest Will Smith impression I saw Mike Tyson do. I don't know who you thought did it better, but it's kind of a production. Do you think the fight, are you interested at all in this fight with all the marketing they've been doing?
It's a great question. I'll be honest, I'm really not. I'll probably watch it because, hosting radio tomorrow night, I don't know if it's going to be a topic that at least comes up. My take is pretty boring on all this. I actually had a chance to interview Jake Paul before the Nate Robinson fight, and I could tell he was taking it really seriously. And I think anybody who knows the background of him and his brother, they're pretty high-level athletes. I think Logan was like a state champion wrestler or whatever. So I give Jake Paul credit, man. I think, one, he's a brilliant marketing guy. Two, he's clearly passionate about boxing. I don't know how he's going to match up with like a 58-year-old guy. If I pulled up my sports betting app, I don't know that I'd throw any money on it, but, I think it's cool. And, it's not necessarily for me, but not everything has to be for me. And I know there's a lot of people that are interested, that are going to watch, that are going to enjoy it. And I hope they do. How about you, Matt? Are you pulling up Netflix at whatever time tonight to put that bad boy on?
I don't think so. I think I'll catch the replay when they show it on Sports Center if they got to wait 6 hours before they do that or whatever. But I don't know. But you brought up one of my favorite basketball players ever, Nate Robinson. Is he okay? I knew he was having some kidney trouble and doing some dialysis. Is he still around?
Yeah, that's really a question for Google. I don't know. I know, like I said, I interviewed both of them before that fight, and it was clear, Jake was taking it very seriously. It was frankly clear Nate Robinson wasn't, and it showed up in that fight. But I have seen he's had some medical issues since then, so I hope he's okay. I really honestly don't know much about it other than, seeing something, kind of pass across my social media feed. So.
Yeah, the basketball stuff. You run in the basketball circles. I just wondering. Well, Arkansas has the biggest game of the year. I think it's the second best team that the Hogs have played. If you want to put either them or Ole Miss. And Ole Miss kind of smacked us around a little bit. I'm giving the Hogs a 4% chance to win. Like Texas has to not show up for the Hogs to have a chance to win. I don't see it. Do you anyway? You think the Hogs can pull off the upset?
It's a good. I'm in line with you, Matt. And I think part of it is I think Texas is just a really good team. I think the other variable is as we kind of get deeper into this college football playoff stuff. Listen, I know every game matters. But, Texas really doesn't really have a resume. And so, there's actually an argument, if they lose to Texas A&M, they won't be getting into the playoff. And so there's a lot at stake for them. And I also just think, unfortunately, it's just a bad matchup for Arkansas. I thought Ole Miss was a bad matchup for Arkansas because, they have a really good pass defense. They force a lot of turnovers. Taylor Green's a little bit banged up, I know. And unfortunately, he's been a little bit loose with the ball. And I just don't think Texas is the team that you want to be loose with the ball against. I think it's 16 interceptions, 14, 15, somewhere in there. I know it leads the SEC. So, again, I don't think it's some, crazy indictment on Arkansas if they don't have success. But like I said, I do think it's kind of a bad matchup for them.
There's the Columbia Bowl. You get Missouri and South Carolina. I didn't know I'd be talking to you or asking you a question about this bowl game today. Sure. I mean, about the game on Saturday. But I've said that if an SEC team goes 10-2, that they're going to get into the playoff 12. If Missouri wins out, which if they win this game, they're probably going to win out. And if they go 10-2, could you see the committee leaving them out?
So, listen, I was with you, Matt, 100%. I remember, being on in Tuscaloosa after they lost to Vandy or lost to whoever was their second loss, Tennessee. And I was like, listen, if Alabama's 10-2, they're getting in. And I've said the same thing in Knoxville and all that. But what I think is kind of crazy is I just think we're trending towards a lot of teams atop the league that all have pretty similar resumes. And it's just going to be so hard to parse out. And actually, listen, I know a lot of your listeners do listen to my podcast. I encourage them to check out. I actually talked about this on today's show. I'll be real, Matt. I think we all went into this 12-team playoff era kind of thinking, hey, if you can't make a 12-team playoff, you have nothing to complain about, and there's not going to be no argument at number 13, whatever. I think this is shaping up to be a very, unfun experience for college football fans because I'm already hearing, Indiana went from the best story in college football to now that your favorite SEC school might be left out for an 11-1 Indiana team. Oh, they haven't played anybody. They stink. They don't deserve to get in. You have situations where, like, if Tennessee loses this weekend, they're 10-2. Do they get in? Do they get left out for an Alabama team that they beat head-to-head? By the way, if Georgia finishes 10-2, does Ole Miss get left out after beating them? And so, I just think the way the schedule is broke. And by the way, and I know I'm going long here, Matt, but I think what I didn't factor in, I think we all kind of said before the season, schedules are going to matter and they're going to be in balance. I don't think we all realize just how crazy imbalanced a lot of these schedules would be and what it would lead to, which again is just this scenario where we have so many teams that look similar, so many teams that look alike in the standings. And this is all bringing it full circle. I do think that a 10-2 SEC team very likely could be left out. By the way, to answer your question directly, I would say out of all of them, Missouri's probably atop the list of teams that would probably have the toughest argument that they deserve to be in if they do in fact finish 10-2.
Yeah, they took a couple bad losses. It's going to be interesting. It'll be theater. It'll be something we'll have some opinions on. I want to get you. I know college basketball is just getting started. I've only seen the Hogs play one game so far. That was against Baylor. But as it's going forward, what should we expect out of this Arkansas basketball team? What do you like about this Arkansas basketball team?
Well, what I really like is the defensive intensity. And I think that, Calipari last year, he had this great offensive team that couldn't get stops. And so when the offense kind of fell apart, they couldn't really defend. And so that's what I like. And Matt, I'll actually kind of toss it back to you because, I have so many Kentucky fans that follow me that I can't get because every time, Arkansas misses a three-pointer, Calipari's the worst coach. This is from the Kentucky side, not Arkansas. Where are Arkansas fans on what they've seen through 3 games? It hasn't been pretty from a shooting perspective, but you're 2-1. You had a chance to beat Baylor, obviously. I'm curious what you're hearing from your audience about where things stand. There's obviously a lot of improvement, and we can get into some of that in a minute. But I'm just curious what the fans are saying after watching this for 3 games.
I think they're still excited. Big Z kind of put on a show. It's early on. I try to keep it calm until conference play. I'm trying to let people get healthy. They're trying to learn floor spacing. You're learning how to play help defense as well, like who can guard, and you're figuring out. You're trying to figure out what people do. And I know they're tremendous athletes, so that's another thing I like. You got to have guard play. You got to be able to shoot the ball. But yeah, there's definitely room for improvement.
No doubt. And the one thing I will say about Cal, I saw a clip over the summer, and I had, I followed Cal's career, obviously, frankly, dating back to UMass, but certainly, this iteration, the last 15 years at Kentucky. But I only bring it up because, his teams have historically always gotten better as the season has gone on. Mm-hmm. And I always wondered why. And he really spoke at one of these events about, and this was after he took the Arkansas job, he said, listen, summertime, fall time, that's about making, each individual into the best player they can be. And I don't know what happens exactly behind the scenes, but a lot of skill work, et cetera. And, and he said, once we get going with official practice in the fall, that's when it's about taking all your individual skill and putting it into a team setting. And so historically, that's why his teams have played their best late in the season. And I would say that, and I would also add on top of it, and this is something that he doesn't get credit for, the final probably month of the season, they were one of the best teams in college basketball last year. Now, they ended up losing early in the tournament, but remember, Alabama made a Final Four. They beat Alabama by 30 at Rupp Arena. Tennessee won the SEC regular season title. They won at Tennessee. Auburn won the SEC tournament title. They won at Auburn. And so the only point I'm trying to make is that if you're a fan, you want to win every game. I get it. But he does have a pretty good track record of, really his team's getting better over the course of the season, having success. It's why I'm personally not worried. But like I said, I'm probably not the best person to ask because for as many Arkansas fans who know me, there's the same number of Kentucky fans, and for whatever reason they want to see this guy fail. I don't totally get it. But anytime anything bad happens to Arkansas, I hear it from their fans. So I don't really necessarily know how Arkansas fans specifically are feeling about it.
Yeah, let's at least give the guy 10 games and at least let him come together. But I'm with you, Aaron.
Yeah.
I love talking college basketball with you. I'll try to have some better questions next Friday, and we always appreciate your time, man.
Well, they were great questions. Love talking with you too. Hope Phil has safe travels, and enjoy the weekend. We'll talk soon, fellas.
All right, see you. That's Aaron Torres, Fox Sports. You can check him out. I know a lot of guys listen to his podcast. He's the West Coast guy, and I think he was safe though. I don't think that ride was for him.
Man, sounds like he was in Times Square.
There you go. All right. Well, hey, we're gonna take a little break, and we'll be back right after this.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo!
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line Now.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
You're a man with a plan.
I know.
You'll propose to her on that family trip in front of everyone. Brilliant.
I know.
You know the trip is only a month away.
But I don't have a ring.
Luckily, there's GageDiamonds.com with engagement rings in every style for every budget with certified natural diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, and moissanite.
Can I finance it?
Gage lets you buy the ring today and pay for it over time with our no credit needed financing.
Brilliant.
Yes, we are. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagements. Middle name.
Exclusions apply.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Jaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Our brand new Barling location is now open at 942 Fort Street. Get these red hot buys at all 5 locations. A 230-piece Craftsman Versa Stack Mechanics tool set, only $99. Milwaukee Select M12 and M18 tools and batteries, also $99. And Ace Reward members get super instant savings on select DeWalt and Craftsman tools and accessories. Find more everyday low prices online at JaegersHardware.com.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones who are making a difference in big and small ways every day, to those who are helping create better tomorrows. We appreciate everything you do, and we're proud to work alongside you. Because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
At AOG, our main goal is to deliver reliable energy to your home safely. And keeping our team members, customers, and community safe starts with awareness. Natural gas has a distinctive, strong odor, often compared to rotten eggs or sulfur. If you smell gas, leave your home immediately. Go to a safe location and call 911 in addition to AOG. Remember, if you smell gas, act fast and always call 811 before you dig. To learn more about natural gas safety, visit AOGC.com. AOG, energy for life.
It's the Christmas open house with a big 2-day sale at the Solid Rock. Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd. Enjoy the festive Christmas atmosphere and enjoy savings throughout the store. Select Caruso shirts for $12, women's devotionals for less than $8, and brand new personalized jewelry. Tons of door prizes and sales, and traditional wassail will be served. Come kick off the Christmas season at the Solid Rock. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th and Fort Smith, the Solid Rock, serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
And get down some other DJ in some other town. It's been trying to tell me to hold tight, but I've been waiting this whole night. But I've been down across the road or two, but now I found the velvet sun that shines on me.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, man. Fun first 2 segments. Anybody wants to get in with us today, the phone lines are open here at halftime. That's 877-377-6963. Unit, a question that I got that I'll be for AT next week will be, who is the second best basketball player this year? And, you know, like Cooper Flagg, he's supposed to be the best player in college basketball. You know, where is Hunter Dickinson? Where's that guard at Alabama? You know, because not a lot of people were talking about Dalton Connect last year when he got in at Tennessee, and then all he did was win National Player of the Year.
I think Cooper Flagg is getting like most of the buzz right now, but like you said, Matt, there's always somebody that kind of emerges maybe midway through the year or not even that long into it, and they kind of become the guy everybody looks at. Dalton Connect's a perfect example that you just laid out. There's a lot of players like that in college basketball. I can't name them all, but once the games start getting more competitive and you'll start to see players, once they get into a rhythm, start looking like they were expected to. And I think there's a lot of players on the Razorbacks that will start to kind of bloom and get comfortable in this Calipari, system.
Man, they're athletic. That's for sure. You're just kind of learning out how to play with each other. It's I got faith. Don Calipari, he knows what he's doing most of the time. If you want to get in with us, you can. We're Arkansas-Texas game tomorrow. How massive an upset would this be? Can the Hogs win?
Oh.
What's the percentage of a chance you actually think that the Hogs can win? What is a key to the game? What's a score prediction? Anything you want to talk about the game? What's your favorite Arkansas Texas memory? It's you got Tyson and Jake Paul. I guess we're all over that. NBA is starting to heat up a little bit, and then man, there's just college football. What a great weekend for college and NFL football. All sorts of games to get to.
Yeah, man, and there's a lot of them in the SEC. We kind of touched on some of those, but another game that might have some implication is Clemson and Pittsburgh, both 7-2. The loser of that game will be completely eliminated from any chance of a playoff. I think Clemson, has still an outside shot looking in, getting into the playoff. And Alabama Mercer's 9-1. I mean, that's pretty impressive no matter what school you're or what division you play football in. But I expect Bama to still roll in that game. We got LSU, Florida. I think LSU will probably handle Florida pretty well, but we've seen that game can be a lot closer than some might expect. And Tennessee, Georgia is probably one of the bigger ones. We've talked about that. So I wouldn't say it's the best week of college football, but definitely some games that you need to keep an eye on.
Alabama Mercer. Oh my goodness, there was a guard named Ron Mercer, number 5, played for Kentucky. That's the best Mercer that I think that Alabama's played in a while. I don't think Mercer's going to have too much of a chance.
No.
Let's go to Cecil though. See what Cecil's talking about. Cecil, what's up, dude?
What's up, fellas? Pig Suey. Y'all know the business. I got a couple things to say, man. I know you're going to give me some time. Jokey joke. Hey, anyway, man, I got my tickets. Me and my son's going up. I'm definitely going. I'm going to try to be there at 5:30 and hit that stadium shop hard. But that Mike Tyson fight, I have Netflix, so I'm going to watch it. Maybe I may watch it. Maybe I'm not going to watch it because I already know who's going to win. Paul's going to win the fight.
You think Paul's going to win?
It's $80 million in the bucket. Mike gets $20 million to jump out the ring on top of his head. That's the fight.
He let him slap him because that's exactly.
There you go, man. You from Northside High School, boy. You know. I'm talking to my homeboy in Las Vegas right now about it on the video screen on my other phone. That's the business. But hey, man, you or me, I'll let Paul whoop my butt too, though. I would. Now, hey, I ain't telling y'all my age, but I can imagine how that man's body feels. He pumped up, but it's a lot he got to do to his body to even get it to look like it's looking. And it under stipulations. Okay, Mike, you got to work out. Okay, we didn't sell enough tickets last time, so they put the fight off. You know how they did. You know how they do. They put the fight off. They let it run the rest of the year. And they got it up now, so it's on and popping. But yeah, all Jake Paul wants is fame. He's young, and just to beat Mike Tyson, on paper is a big plus for him. I mean, it ain't even about the money with him. He just wants the fame. But Tyson needs that money though, and $20 million at 57 years old, man, that's a blessing. Ooh. You know it is. Matt, you're going to the game, ain't you?
No, I got to do the post game show, so I'll be watching at the house. So it'll be all good, man. You said you're gonna get up there early tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up early, but I'm gonna chop it up with you. You love that golf. I never played golf, only in Elm Grove Project, and we only had like 5 holes, and they were straight ahead. Whoever got to the last hole was the winner.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe you could teach me a little something. Hey, guys, I'm going to hang up, and y'all have a blessed weekend. Go Hogs.
Thanks, Cecil. Man, he's going to the game. That'll be fun. Are you going to the game tomorrow?
I am, man.
There you go.
When Arkansas and Texas play,
because if we win it, you got to be there, right?
Yeah, you want to be there if it happens. So, and that's not the only reason I'm going. I'm going to cover the game, but just being there, in a moment like that. I wasn't there in 2021 when they won, and I've always kind of regretted that a little bit. But I was at the game where they played Texas in the Texas Bowl in Houston, and that was pretty fun. Not a great Texas team, but anytime you beat Texas, it's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's we got time for another caller in this segment. Brian, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Matt?
It's a happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday to you. Can't wait till tomorrow. I found tickets, I figured that game tomorrow to be sold out, but it's not. You can actually get tickets for $35. That's crazy. But
yeah.
Anyways, as far as that game, man, I kind of feel bad for Arkansas because they're going to be playing on hope. They don't have the talent at any position to match up with Texas. We all know that. But, I mean, you look at their defensive backs, I believe UAPB picked it straight out. They're big and slow. They're not going to keep up with Texas receivers. They don't have enough to play the whole game. So, the last time Bobby Petrino played Texas, it was 52-10. I think the score will be pretty close to the same, 52-10. You guys have a great day.
Man, it's 52-10. Yeah, that'd be tough. And you're right. You look down Arkansas's roster. I think Armstrong could start for him. Landon Jackson. We got a couple guys, but yeah, on the 22, man, Texas they got the dudes, and you got to get a turnover early, Christian. I mean, you got to get a turnover in the first quarter. You got to do something like that. Don't give up an explosive play. Do we have an explosive play in us somewhere in there in the first quarter? Get something. Keep it close as long as you can. Keep your defense off the field. Got to be able to run the ball. I mean, there's ways to go about it.
Yeah.
But you're also going to have to. Texas is going to have to play their C- game, and even Texas could play their C- game, and that still might be enough if we have 3 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go out there and play a clean game and have 0 turnovers, and Texas plays a C- game, anything could happen.
You've got to play harder than Texas, and you've got to force mistakes by Texas. They're not.
We hadn't forced a mistake by a quarterback in a month and a half, man, since Peyton Thorne or something. I mean, it's been.
We all know they're going to be more talented, but we've seen teams beat way more talented teams if you play hard and you do your assignments and you do everything that you're supposed to do schematically. Things can fall your way occasionally, but I mean, you're going to have to make your luck.
You can't let them score like Ole Miss scored 28 in the second quarter on it. We can't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like if they can score 7 on you, but they can't score 28 in the second quarter on you.
No, you've got to play much better, and I believe that's in the secondary, and that starts up front. I mean, it really does. I mean, anybody that's got time to throw the football is usually going to find an open receiver. So, I mean, it really starts up front, and then force Ewers to make a mistake or two. He'll do that. You got to capitalize. If he he'll throw at least 1 interception in this game. You've got to make Texas pay. You've got to move the football, run the football well. Don't turn it over yourself. The blueprint's pretty much the same. With the Tennessee game. I mean, you got to kind of play that way, and be a little more efficient. And I think you've got a chance. But the chance of everything falling your way is not great. You're facing a really good Texas team, so we'll see.
Armstrong, Jackson, Sorey, and maybe Jaquindon Jackson. So we might have 4 guys that could start for him. So yeah, that's we understand we're going to be underdogs, but that's why we're the Arkansas Razorbacks. All right, let's go to a commercial, then we'll come back and wrap up this first hour.
It'll be like this one time at band camp.
This is halftime.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Come see Cody and the gang on Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find him at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give them a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jasco Graphics, 16 years in the industry. What all y'all service here at Jasco?
Logos, we do food trucks, cars, we do custom banners, signs for big and small businesses. Stickers, you name it, we just about do it all right here at Jasco. Jasco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jasco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
Looking for a healthcare provider that truly listens to you? At Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, their team of nurse practitioners offer personalized healthcare with their in-house labs. Get fast results. Elite Wellness goes beyond just treating symptoms. Their holistic approach addresses the root causes of your well-being. Whether it's preventative care, illness, or exploring natural treatments, your health journey begins with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. Call 479-242-9355 for your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Into halftime live from the Crabtree RV Studios, Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
All right, man. The jukebox is rocking today, having a good time. Thanks for the the callers that we had the last segment. Thanks for Aaron Torres, that second segment. There we go, in the first hour coming on today. It's been what are you looking forward to the most, C Music, when you're talking about this weekend?
Yeah.
What sporting event are you looking forward to the most?
Oh man, well, since I'll be at the Arkansas Texas game, that's probably where I'm leaning.
What about a Sunday Bills Chiefs? Is that a game? I think that's a game that's the most must watch. When I'm thinking the weekend, you got the Tyson fight tonight. You get Arkansas Texas. You get South Carolina Missouri. I really do think that's a big game for Missouri. Tennessee Georgia. We've talked about it, but that Chiefs Bills, man, to kind of end it right there on Sunday, I think that's going to be epic.
Chiefs Bills, I think is a great game. The Chiefs are 9-0. I believe they're the best team in the NFL. With the Ravens and Steelers, I'm not totally sure who's better out of those two teams. I mean, the Steelers have looked good with Russell Wilson. The Ravens are kind of up and down, but they're playing better football. Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback for the Ravens, but this one I think is going to be won by the defense of both teams. I mean, that's usually what it comes down to in this game. Ravens Steelers, that's an exciting game to me on paper. And then you can't really beat the two games that we just talked about, the Chiefs and Bills. Other than that, I mean, Packers Bears, that's a rivalry, but Bears are starting to kind of play some not so great football as of late. The Packers are probably a team that'll get into the playoffs, and just like last year when Jordan Love was starting to heat up. I mean, I know he's hurt right now, but I mean, it doesn't seem like the Packers have really missed a beat. Really, I mean, I know they lost to the Lions. They were on a bye last week. I like the Packers to probably win that game. And what is your thoughts on the Caleb Williams thing at Chicago? Do you think that's going to be a long-term success in Chicago?
He's got talent. There, you can't deny that the kid is talented. Man, I go back and if you remember a guy named David Carr, who's Derek Carr's brother, he's the #1 overall pick, just as talented as anybody. And he spent the whole first 2 years on his ass. Getting sacked, couldn't get. I mean, and you kind of get gun shy. So I don't know how much he's getting hit right now. If he's getting injured, It's so much about reps. It's so much about seeing. So you're protecting yourself by not getting hit, getting rid of the ball. Somebody's open, I get rid of it. I don't get hit on this play. You learn to protect yourself. You think Eli Manning. You think Big Ben. Guys that play consecutive games for a long time. Those are some of the smartest quarterbacks. All right, let's. We got Ryan. We'll get to him at the top of the hour if he's still there. We'll come to you after the break and. We'll be back after this.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures today into the low to mid 60s. Nice and clear tonight. No night low in the upper 30s. Sunny skies. A high will be right around the mid 60s on Saturday, and then limited sunshine upper 60s to low 70s on Sunday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming to you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
You got a team in here that's the perspective. If I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Well, Matt Jones, Matt, take it to the house. And the dunk.
You both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's Halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What ain't but one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Yes, sir. Here, noon o'clock, noon 01, Friday, November 15th, Texas week. Big week up on the hill. Unit running the controls. We're just going to keep it afloat, just keep it going on. Whatever you want to talk about. Freestyle Friday. We got an hour to the golden hour. Big time sports weekend. What's on your mind? Get in with us. 877-377-6963. Let's go to Charlie. Let's do it.
Yo,
what's up, Matt?
Charlie.
Hey, man, look, you opening some doors there, man. Somebody gonna call in here, start asking for relationship advice.
We'll give it to him.
Everything else. Say what?
Unit's a happily married man.
I'll try my best,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, Unit's gonna handle that. All right, so Unit got that. Okay. Yeah. See, y'all gonna handle it all today. Okay. And yeah, and Unit's a dog lover too, so he can,
Yep.
give some dog advice and all that. So, but yeah, man, I was wondering, Matt. I was thinking about, how in the hell LeBron is still playing like this. He had said something the other day about, he was gonna hang it up before. I heard after the game, like he said 1 or 2 years. Do you think it's possible? Because they've talked about Bryce coming into the league, and it's crazy to even think about him coming into the league. You think it's possible he holds out for Bryce? Because I think See, you look this up for me, but I think Bryce is 2026 maybe or 2020. I'm not sure. So that would give him 2 more years. I don't know if he goes that long, but then there's some guy on ESPN that goes he would be letting everyone down if he retired this early. And I'm like, this dude has been playing basketball since he was 9 years old. He can retire when he wants to. Like, come on, like forever, since he probably even before that. So I don't want to hear that. But, yeah, Matt, what's your take on that? How in the world is LeBron still playing this well? And I'm not talking about the, he's intelligent. Tom Brady was intelligent, and J.J. Redick said mastering the game. But how in the world is he still this athletic at 40? That's what I wonder. I don't get it. And a lot of
Taking
people
care
are
of
saying,
your
like,
body to the fullest.
yeah,
I mean,
to the max, though, bro.
to the
Like,
max,
But
yes.
anyways, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charlie. Thanks for the phone call. His vision, his anticipation, knowing, he's like a great midfielder in soccer where you just kind of know where the ball's going, where it's going to land when the shot's going on. You understand he's had reps. It's kind of like if you remember Peyton Manning's last 4 years, man, it was hard to watch him, but he's so smart and he could get it out. And it's hard to watch him because he wasn't close to what he was in his prime. It's not hard to watch him because he's still not good, but he understands the game so much better. He sees what's going. He just couldn't press the ball down the field. But it was, you get injured and stuff like that. I think LeBron's it's absolutely amazing what he's doing. I don't know if it's a good sign for the league. If you can't stop this 42-year-old man that's still, it's like, how is there not enough good players in the, I don't know how he's still doing it, honestly. I mean, he's like the eighth wonder of the world.
Freak of nature, and I can't stress this enough, man. He takes care of his body like.
Well, he was always a power forward. When you look at his body type, and that's what he's doing now. He's guarding he's playing. You don't have to put the best player on him, and it's yeah. I mean, it's
kind of like Brady. He knows
how to get his fast break points. He sees the game. He gets a lot more easy baskets now than I think he ever has.
I don't think he's lost anything mentally. I don't think he's lost anything, really physically all that much. I think he's playing a little more passive. He's not, I think he's playing more passive to kind of give himself some, energy for, the stretch of a game or whatever. Not doing as much as he used to, obviously, but I think the way he's treating himself in off the court and all that, I mean, it's really remarkable and just shows that he wants to play as long as he can, and that's really nothing you can take. You can't take that away from LeBron. You can't, he wants to be out there, and he's doing everything possible to be out there.
He's always been, though, one of the elite passers, like Ricky Rubio passing, like Steve Nash passing, like what you see the Joker do, like LeBron's vision, his passing skill, and he's always wanted. He wants to make the right play. It's just he's a machine, and that's what you see in some of these. You think of like Matt Ryan, you think of Kirk Cousins right now. It's just like they don't mess up a lot. I'm just gonna whenever the right play is, I can make it, and it's like they just keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah, he's playing within a system now more than he ever has in his career, and every now and then he'll have a 30-point game, but he's usually good for about 20 a night, somewhere around in there, and a lot of assists.
What are your thoughts on this Cleveland Cavalier team? Have you seen what they've been doing?
They're 13-0, which is
Donovan Mitchell was left off the Olympic team. Is this true? And so you think of him and Jaylen Brown, if they were to come up for here in 3 or 4 years, you think both of those guys, because Donovan Mitchell's an absolute stud.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why they left him off. I don't think he's very old. I mean, I don't know if there's an age requirement or whatever they do with that, but I don't understand it. If I was going to critique anything about him,
Well, it's probably relationship. It's just because there you're splitting hairs with some of the
Yeah.
other guys that went on. You could have taken them, and they still would have won it. But it's like, well, maybe a coach wants somebody else to go. I don't know. There's probably a little more that goes because talent wise, Donovan Mitchell should have been on the team.
Yeah, I agree. It has to be something kind of like that or popularity or something. But I'm telling you what, they may have the best team in the NBA right now, 13-0. Obviously, they're going to cool off at some point, but he just missed a triple-double the other night. And there was only one game yesterday, and it was my Mavericks, and they lost to a pretty bad Jazz team. But Kyrie did not play in that game. I think if they were healthy, they would have won that game. But it's a long season. They're 5-7 right now. They've got some work to do. But, some other guys that had a really good game, the Bucks aren't.
Hey, they've won 2 in a row after that bad start. They lost. They had like a 7-game losing streak, and including 2 of them to the Cavs. And then they've won 2 in a row.
Yeah, and they won against the Pistons in overtime, 127-120. I don't know if we'll see quite as bad of a season out of the Pistons as we saw last year. Would they only win like 10 games last year? Giannis had 59 points in that game. They were down by 18 at one point, and then Wemby scored 50 points, and I believe that's his highest scoring game in his young career. Usually when we talk about the best players in the NBA, they're usually guys that can score 50 points, once a season or twice a season. And Wemby got his first one under the books in that win. So
where's Damian Lillard for the Bucks? Is he still with the Bucks?
Yeah, he is still with the Bucks as far as I know. He is hurt right now, it looks like, or he's just inactive. They didn't really. Oh, he had a concussion. Did not play on Wednesday, so it's gonna take him and Giannis for them to do anything this year in the playoffs. Playing really well.
NBA Cup, does that interest you? It's the Grizzlies, Ja Morant taking on Steph Curry and the Warriors. That
it really doesn't.
Yeah,
it just seems like another game to me. I don't really.
So this won't count in the regular season rankings. This is a cup. It's a cup game, group play, huh?
I believe it does count to their.
Oh, it counts in the regular season rankings as well.
They just call it a cup. It's like an in-season tournament, but it does count.
Okay.
I don't really understand like what's the motivation behind it. I mean, I think the Lakers won it last year, but it doesn't really mean anything to me. I mean, you lose one game and you're out, I believe is how the setup is.
Oh, so it's like March Madness?
Yes.
Man, that's tough. That's pretty cool. I bet they get each player $1 million bonus or something too.
Yeah.
On the winning
I'm
team.
sure there's some incentives going on, but I mean, how do you say that? Emirates? That's what they call it. The Emirates NBA Cup.
I love it.
It's a soccer. I know that's used in soccer quite often.
I love it. Well, we're going to continue on going down the road. If you want to get on with us, 877-377-6963, and we'll be back right after this.
Good luck with your layoffs, all right? I hope your firings go really well.
This is Halftime.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jasco Graphics, 16 years in the industry. Cecil, this is the one-stop shop.
Yes, Jasco Graphics Design, the one-stop shop, 2415 Midland, for your custom or buck order.
Why ESPN 95.3?
I really enjoy listening in, and it keeps my day going while I'm at work. Jasco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jasco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Deer hunting in the comfort of an enclosed 6x6 Lazy Man fiberglass box blind. It's affordable at Jelco Outdoors. Lazy Man Fat Girl Blinds, built here in Fort Smith with your choice of 6-foot or 10-foot tower blind platforms, starting at $22.99.99. Box blinds are great for taking the kids, with plenty of room and out of the weather. Check out the deer blinds at Jelco Outdoors. Hunt longer in the comfort of a Lazy Man box blind. Sold locally at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Finally, football season. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is your #1 place to watch Arkansas and Monday Night Football. During Monday Night Football, $5 refillable beer cups for only $2 refills. Prizes for each score and at the end of every single quarter.
Can you believe that they've had the same great pizza since 1996? That's nearly 30 years.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. You'll get the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Witz Marine, your authorized Mercury dealer, is ready to take care of your winterization needs. With cold weather just around the corner, be sure and get your Mercruiser stern drives drained and flushed with antifreeze. For those with outboards, it's a great time to change the oil and service the lower unit. Plus, treat your fuel for a trouble-free next season. Don't get caught this winter. It's also a great time to repower the old boat with a new reliable Mercury engine. That's Witz Marine, your authorized repower center. 823 North 11th next to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, little Tom Waits bringing us in smooth on this Friday. Let's go back to a little Arkansas Texas football talk. Big week. It's going to be an interesting game. You got the college football going on. I mean, that South Carolina Missouri game is going to be big. Tennessee, Georgia. I mean, get out of here. That's just as big as they get. Keys to the game, got to keep it close as long as we can. And I want to say get lucky, but play fast, take a chance. Would you like to see us do an onside kick early in the game? You know, kind of how UAB did to us? Like, got to have a fourth down play or two in you. I don't know if you want to run a fake punt, what you want to do on special teams, but special teams need to be special. You gotta try to beat them. There's 3 phases of the game. Can we beat them in special teams? Can we beat them in D? You know, is there something at least where you can beat them at and give yourself a chance? Can we win the turnover margin? Can we win the fourth down conversion rate? You know, can we win third down percentage? You know, what are some areas where you think that maybe Arkansas can beat the Longhorns?
Well, I think it starts on defense and playing like your hair's on fire. I mean, because they're going to have superior athletes who, if they get the ball in space, can take it to the house. You got to tackle in space very well. You got to rally to the football. This is all stuff that they obviously know, but it's really important in games like this because of their ability to take it to the house on you, and then that can open up the pass as well if they're, running it and stuff. So I think, you want to shut down the run game first as much as you can, make them kind of get into passing downs and, get in Ewer's face a little bit. If you're not able to get to him, get your hands up, deflect the ball. Maybe you can get an interception or two and kind of give yourself some momentum that way. And then, I think the offense will kind of feed off the defense. And, I think, Texas defense is really good. You're going to have to play really good up front. You're going to have to get, you can't get -1 yard every, you got to get at least 2-3 yards a carry and give yourself a chance to pick up first downs, move the chains, run the clock, get the ball in the end zone. You don't want to get into a, high-flying, high-scoring affair with a team like Texas because that's the kind of game they want to play. Their defense really good, though. So, it just starts on the defense, doing everything right, knowing your assignments, and just playing really good football.
Those some really good points right there, Christian. I think if it's going to be a Hog victory, it's going to have to be a 27-24 type. Like, if the game gets into the 30s, I don't think we can keep up. It's not a game we're going to win 47-42. Going to have to play some good defense. Going to have to hold them to 3 a couple times. But if I think if Arkansas can hold them below 30, 29. Then we got a chance. If Texas starts getting into the 30s, then it's going to be a long year.
Yeah, if Texas gets into the 30s, it's probably not going to be a good day for Arkansas, but it's also really hard to hold them down. I think Vanderbilt actually held
27-24. I mean, that's a type of game that you're going to have. I mean, they only put up 35 on Mississippi State. You start thinking, well, maybe. So I don't know that they look good against Florida with that 49-point outburst. But maybe there's a play or two we can make. Let's go to the phone lines. Ryan, what's up?
Oh, not a whole lot. I actually kind of was thinking the exact opposite. I would think that a shootout would favor Arkansas. That means their defense didn't show up to play, and they don't have an answer for Talon on the run game or Andrew Armstrong over the middle. Again, not predicting that or anything like that. I just was kind of my thoughts as y'all were going through that. But I wanted to answer y'all's question about the favorite Texas moment. I guess mine would be, have to be in 2021. While I love any win over Texas, it just. It was kind of like you had a bunch of people, because we're coming off that 3-win season, you had a bunch of people that did not give Arkansas a chance, and not only did we have a chance, we dominated the game. In fact, I actually had a guy that I work with. He's actually from California, and a big USC fan, whatever, and I was telling him, man, I said, you got that freshman quarterback coming in that's got to favor Arkansas's defense, and he goes, Arkansas has no chance. And he goes, "Well, bet some money." I said, "No, but I'll make you a lunch bet." He goes, "Man, that's chicken stuff. Whatever. All right, fine, whatever." No lie. 2 minutes before kickoff, he called me and goes, "Hey, man, you want that lunch bet?" I said, "Yes, sir." Guess who got lunch?
The Razorbacks.
He was good too. But hey, I wanted to give y'all my thoughts. I hope y'all have a great day and go Hogs.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for the call. The Razorbacks ate that day, and you ate later on too. That's what I like to hear. Man, I was started getting me thinking a little bit, Christian, about we're in trouble when I start thinking, but get me remembering a little bit about some Texas moments. One of my first Texas moments that I remember would have been I would have been like a junior in high school. Going into your senior year around there, and Clint Sterner to Anthony Lucas, when they played Texas in the Cotton Bowl, you had a freshman, Cedric Cobbs, who is just, and I think Chris Chikuma. I'm trying to think of some other guys in there, but Luke, I knew Luke was hurt. He had hurt his knee, and Luke's a guy that could have played on Sundays. Man, he had hurt his knee, and but Cedric Cobb's another one. That the NIL is so good for guys like that, because Cedric Cobbs could have had a 10-year NFL career. He got hurt and couldn't go. Wasn't the same guy, and he was a track athlete there. He was a 4.3 guy, one of the best running backs I ever seen. And at least though, if it would have been NIL back then, he would have got paid for. He would have been making $500. He was the big talk on campus. Like he would have been getting $500,000 a year to be running back.
Yeah, Cedric Cobbs was great. I really enjoyed watching him. That's kind of where my memories start as a Razorback fan, around there in the Cobbs, Matt Jones, that type of. But as far as my memories with Texas go, I was at a game, I think, a while back, but it wasn't anything I remember too fondly. I was at the Texas Bowl win. That was probably my most recent memory. What was that? I don't remember what year that was in, 15 or 16, but that had a good feel to it. It felt like, because we had ended the season kind of on a high note. You were catching Texas. It felt like at a time where you felt like you were the better team and you could win. And and Texas was kind of going downhill at that point with, I believe Charlie Strom was their coach. But that was a really fun game, great atmosphere at the Texans stadium. It was a great trip to Houston. It was just, I'll never forget it. I mean, I know.
How much do you think, Christian? Do you buy in at all that we've won 5 of the last 7 matchups? Does that matter at all, or is it just like
it matters. It matters. But it doesn't, like when the game starts tomorrow, it won't matter at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just shows that we've kind of had the edge, recently. But with the way college football has changed so much with NIL and stuff, it's almost like a new era has started. It's like you can't. It's not to say that those games didn't matter or anything like that, but now teams are starting to do things, using money to get things done, and and we've seen that's helped some teams like Texas and Alabama and Georgia and teams like that. So, but that with all that being said, if you were to beat Texas tomorrow, I mean, it would feel like probably one of the better wins you've had over Texas, because how highly ranked they are, how much of a underdog you're going to be. I know it's only 12 points, but it kind of feels like it does kind of have the feel of like, David versus Goliath a little bit.
It is, but I feel like we can get it, Texas. I said this 2 weeks ago before the Hogs were going to play Ole Miss, that Ole Miss week. I said, I think the Hogs are going to play better against Texas than they are Ole Miss. And I think both those teams are very similar, very equivalent. When you're talking about coaches, you're talking about front sevens, you're talking about speed on the outside, talk about quarterbacks, although I like Quinn Ewers a little more than Jackson Dart, but they fill all the boxes. Ole Miss, they don't have a lot of weaknesses. Same with Texas. They don't have a lot of weaknesses. It's going to be going to be the most talented team right up there that you played. And I do. I feel like the Hogs are going to play hard. The Hogs are going to have one of their better games of the year.
All right, we got a phone caller.
Let's do it.
Brent in El Dorado. Hey, man. You there, Brent?
Hello? Yeah. Actually, I'm in Fayetteville. That's
sorry.
Not a problem. I didn't want you to mistake me for a caller that calls in all the time. Every time I go to a memory, Arkansas, Texas, I was only about, I think I was 13 years old. I think it may have been the first game I got to see, and it was Arkansas, Texas in '79. And I remember my entire family got to go, and, we ended up winning. Texas missed a field goal at the end of the game, and nobody left for like 20 or 30 minutes after the game was over. And that was my kind of introduction to Razorback football. Of course, that was at War Memorial where we saw that, but that's the most memorable one for me. And I remember when Texas came out of the locker room.
Who was the coach of that Arkansas? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. '79.
Was that Holtzy?
Could that have been Holtz?
Yeah,
I
thought Holtzy was there then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Holtz. I think because I remember we had a big win or something in '78 against Oklahoma or somebody. I can't remember that. Maybe in that year. I don't know. But I remember Texas coming out of the locker room. I thought, man, those are the biggest guys I have ever seen. And I thought, man, this is going to be a tough game. And 17-14, some guy named Goodson or something for Texas missed the field goal, and we just stayed there for 30 minutes after it was over. And I didn't find out till later who do you think was broadcasting that game nationally?
Keith Stewart.
Al Michaels.
Al Michaels.
Yeah, that was a really good memory. And I'll be watching tomorrow, guys. Got to have the faith. We'll just see what we can do.
There we go. Woo Pig. That's right. It's you look at the list too, Christian. It's like most of the time Texas is ranked better than Arkansas. There's a couple times where we've been ranked ahead of Texas before we go into the game. But when you just look at the last 20 times, if you go back to the 80s or 79, and that's the last 19 times right there that they've played. I mean, there was number 2 Texas, number 1 Texas, number 2 Texas, number 3 Texas. I mean, it's number 7. What are they now? Are they like 2 or 3 right now?
Yeah, they're up there. Let me double check. But that kind of brings me to my point about you throw the records out because history tells you that Arkansas gets up for Texas, and it doesn't matter what they're ranked. They play with a certain fire and intensity when they play Texas. It's almost like I wouldn't say Texas. It's like Texas overlooks Arkansas.
That's what you're hoping for.
Like every time they play, almost.
You're hoping for a C- Texas game. You're hoping they overlook us. Maybe I guess they don't go to class anymore. Everything's online, but maybe they got a homework assignment they got to do that they're worried about. Maybe they're looking forward to Kentucky and then A&M. Hopefully they're overlooking us. That's 100%.
Yeah, they're number 3 in the nation, and Sarkisian's tried I think to stress the importance of this game to his team as much as he can. He respects the rivalry, so I don't know that Texas is going to come in here and just completely get blindsided. I think they kind of understand, it means a lot to Arkansas people. It may not mean a lot to Texas people, but it should mean a lot to the Texas program because as history has shown us, when Arkansas, the motivation and all that Arkansas plays with, if you're not playing just as hard, you can get beat in this game.
Well, we're going to continue to move right on down the road. A little Arkansas, Texas talk. We'd love for you to chime in, 877-377-6963. What's your favorite Arkansas versus Texas memory? Which game? And a lot of times it is kind of your first game you go to. How massive would this upset be? What's the percentage of chance you give in the Hogs? What's your score prediction? Let us know. It is Texas week, and we'll be back after this.
His mama named him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay.
You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line Now.
It's that time of year, jackpot season. Play the new $1 Million Jackpot Scratch-Off ticket from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. You might just, win one. It's the biggest instant prize of the year, and that's just the icing on the cake. There's more than $50 million in prizes out there waiting for a winner. Be that winner. Try the new $1 Million Jackpot ticket in stores now at a lottery retailer near you. Happy jackpot season. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hear that? It's the gentle sound of a waterfall on your hike. And if you were here, you'd take a deep breath of fresh air if you weren't so winded. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the bugs you wipe from your headlights are all the nature you need. So if you ride, see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes. All from the great indoors. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This is halftime.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Todd Richardson live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. Galen, 50 years.
This will be our 50th year in business. A lot of customers get us confused as only a rental place where they rent for proms and weddings, but we've classically been the men's store in Fort Smith, Arkansas. We try to be a little different. You can come in and look different at Rainwater's.
When you stop by, make sure to tell Gale and his staff that Ty sent you.
Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, where it's fun to look good.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Hi everybody, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
See. You got something that I understand. Hold it in tightly, God on command. Leap of faith, do you doubt? Cut you in, I just cut you out.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
All right. Back halftime unit crushing it today on the board. Had a lot of fan feedbacks, a lot of callers. We appreciate you guys. 877-377-6963 if you want to get in with us. We're talking about what is the key, something. Give us something. How are we going to beat Texas? What do we have to do? Is it as simple as having 0 turnovers and causing 2? You know, could it be that simple if play a clean game?
You can get by with a turnover if you can force a couple, or, you know, if your defense is just really playing well that day. But, you know, you're going to have to win some one-on-ones. Like the defensive line, I keep going to that. You basically saw no pressure against Ole Miss, and that's why you saw such a lopsided score like that. And that's obvious. You have to play better than you did against Ole Miss, and I think they will. You've got to be able to, when you do win some of those one-on-ones, or you'd like to force a turnover, but you know, getting sacks, getting the Longhorns behind the chains, making Quinn Ewers have to throw on 3rd and long. I think that bodes well for Arkansas, but that's easier said than done. They've got a really good offensive line, and they can run the football too. They've got some good running backs. You know, everything points in the direction of a Texas win, but we've seen in football how just a little bit more motivation and an edge can play a huge factor. And I just think Arkansas is going to play with spirit, passion, and energy. We haven't seen that very much this year at home, other than the Tennessee game. I think Texas is a team, you know, if you can't get up for Texas, I mean, who are you going to get up for? I mean, you may not win. You might play with a lot more energy and passion. You may not win, but you better play with some fight and some toughness if you want to beat a Texas team that's really good.
Jeremiah in Cedarville says Talon and Jaquindon both get 100 on the ground. If that happens, we can get the victory. I think Chris in Springdale said Landon Jackson has 2 sacks and Quinn Ewers throws 3 INTs. Man, he'll
throw at least one.
That might be enough. Offensive line has Seth and Rogers. Our offensive line are going to have their best day of the year. What is the best? Is Mississippi State their best day of the year? Because you know, Auburn was pretty. I mean, Texas A&M. You start looking. What is our offense's best day of the year?
Has to be Mississippi State. I mean,
can we get to 24 against Texas? That's what I'm worried. I just don't know. You think we can get to 24 against Texas?
I think when this offense is humming and playing well, which we hadn't seen a whole lot this year, I will admit, but when we know what they're capable of. If they got the ground game going, if Talon's, you know, mobile and he's making good decisions, I mean, a lot of things have to go right, but I do think they can get 24 points against anybody, really. But the problem is, can you hold this Texas offense? And I think, you know, Vandy kind of did. I mean, Vandy played about as well as you can play against that offense. And they did lose by 3, but had a shot there at the end. And I know Vandy might be a little better than Arkansas, but they're not that much better. I mean, I think it's not a stretch to say Arkansas can do that. Vandy probably played that game with as much motivation as they've had all year. I know the Alabama game, they won that game. And, you know, if you think about it, you know, their 2 biggest games on the schedule, Alabama, Texas, probably the 2 toughest teams they've played this year. They beat one of them, and they almost beat the other one. So if Vanderbilt can get up for this game, who virtually has no history with Texas, I mean, I think they lead the all-time series, but they haven't played that many times over the course of those 2 programs. Arkansas has a lot of history with Texas. I think that bodes well in Arkansas's favor. With it being a home game, crowd gets into it. Man, it's going to take a lot of things, but I think Arkansas, they can keep this game close in the fourth quarter. You never know.
You got you start looking at some guys to make a play. You think Broden, he's probably playing some of his best football if you were to split it up to the first half of the season to the second half of the season. And I like when he gets the ball. He's a violent runner. He's a north and south runner. He's aggressive. He's like almost like a Des Bryant when he gets the ball. He's gonna stiff arm you. He's gonna make somebody miss, even if it's physical. I don't know if maybe he can catch a crosser. You get him on a crosser. You get him in the seam where he can take off, and Satania and Anthony as well. Those are speed guys, and then. Anytime Armstrong's one-on-one, I haven't seen anybody in the country cover him.
Yes, there's not a lot of holes on this defense. So guys like Armstrong, Satania, find the weak spots in the defense, get them the ball with a yard or two separation, and they can make plays make a play after the catch for sure. Taylon's going to have to be on his keys and hit the player at the right moment because. It's just going to have to be I believe there will not be a lot of sit back in the pocket, take long shots deep. I think it's going to be one of those games where you kind of got to pick Texas apart a little bit. And really like the Tennessee. Taylon made some really good throws in that Tennessee game down the field, like really good throws. And I think he's going to have to do that again against Texas. And you're going to have to run the ball pretty well, like you did. I don't think we got Braylon for this game, but it looks like we got Jaquindon and maybe DeBinion and Rodney Hill. That's a good stable right there. If you can block up front, those guys will get you some yards for sure.
We got Arkansas can't beat. Texas has to beat itself. That's
for sure. They're going to have to do. They're going to have to make mistakes.
Like we said, who all on this Arkansas roster, if you're looking at it, we did it. I did it pretty quick, and I came up with 4. I came up with 4 Arkansas Razorbacks that would start on this Texas team, and so I don't. That's an uphill battle there. They do have a bevy of talent. They are talented. I think them and Ole Miss are the 2 most talented teams the Hogs are going to play all year, and I don't even think it's close, man. Texas and Ole Miss are the 2. So. We know what we're up against.
Yes.
But at least we have a couple guys that can make plays. We got to try to find, Armstrong could start for them. Jaquindon Jackson could start for them. Landon Jackson could start for them. So you start, maybe Landon Jackson can get a sack. Maybe we need one of this is a game when you play whoever your stars are, your 3 or 4 guys that are your dudes, they have to play big in this game. And then somebody has to step up. If it's Broden with 3 catches, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns because he breaks one, you're going to have to get a little lucky and a little help.
Yeah. How many games do you win if you don't win, if your defensive line, if the offensive line gets whooped by the defensive line and vice versa, if your defensive line's not able to get pressure, that usually tells the story in a game. So you're going to have to win one. Your defensive line's either going to have to get pressure on their offensive line, or you're going to have to protect against their defensive line. So, you can do one of those well. You're not likely to do both of those well. You're going to have to do one of those well to have a chance. And in the Tennessee game, I keep going back to that because that's an example of where we were pretty much outmatched everywhere, and we still won the game. And I think it's because the defensive line got pressure on Nico.
Tennessee, a lot of 12 personnel. I don't think anybody would ever play it. You're going to play us in 11 if you're playing the Hogs. You don't want them to go heavy, and I think that'd be kind of the difference. You look at LSU, they definitely were. They were spreading it out. That's why I think we, to your point, Christian, that's why I think we were able to kind of mess it up and muck it up. And they have a freshman quarterback, so they had that, and it comes to matchups. It really does. Let's take a break, and then we'll get back, and we'll wrap up the units last segment today.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and HitThatLine.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, Play ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some...
Hey, we got Unit wrapping up his last segment. Then we got the golden hour coming up. It's Texas week. Big shout out to Aaron Torres stopping by. Always love talking with him. Can't wait as this college basketball season unfolds, be able to get his perspective on things and kind of see what's going on in the basketball world.
Yeah, and I noticed he was kind of curious about our thoughts about the basketball.
I've only
team.
seen him play against Baylor. I haven't seen him play.
Yeah.
They played 3 games. I've seen him play 1, and they didn't look good.
And all the points you made, you're right. They haven't looked good.
Well, I don't know how they looked in the other 2 games,
but you can see the potential. You really can. You can see. I mean, they're not playing very. It doesn't look very fluid right now. Let's just say that they're not making shots from behind the 3-point line, and you just hope that that's not a trend. But they do play defense really well, and they're playing a little nicked up. With Adu, I think once Adu gets out there on the floor, that might provide a little bit more depth, and just. The thing that's kind of just been, I guess, not a bright spot is just the 3-point shooting right now. And you were still able to win by 16 the other night against a pretty stout-looking Troy basketball team. They didn't seem like chop liver. But right now you might have to take some lumps. You don't want to lose any of these non-conference games, but that loss to Baylor I don't think is really that bad of a loss. They were the 8th ranked team in the country, and they had just lost to Gonzaga by like 30 points. You knew they were going to come to play, and you really still had a shot to win that game. You lost by 5, and you really didn't shoot well at all behind the 3. They are going to have to take better shots from 3. I will admit. I mean, every now and then they'll miss a wide open 3, but sometimes they force them a little bit. Shot selection is going to have to get better. That's all things that will get better as the season goes on.
All right, I got to get 2 predictions from your Unit before we go to this beautiful sports weekend we're going to tonight. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, who wins? And then Arkansas, Texas, what happens in that one as well?
I haven't really watched Mike Tyson fight lately, but I would think that youth would play a huge role in this. Jake Paul's in shape. He's obviously won plenty of these fights, and he's beaten some pretty good athletes. So I wouldn't expect him to lose to a 58-year-old who, yes, was one of the best boxers ever. Don't think he'll win, but I expect Mike Tyson to get a few blows in. I think it's more for the entertainment. Mike Tyson, it's good for him too. I mean, it kind of gets his name back out there a little bit. I mean, no, he's not going to win any matches or anything at his age, but I think it's kind of just for fun, entertainment. He did slap Jake Paul in the face, so this thing could get ugly. I don't know. Maybe that was all for show.
All right, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, and maybe the Hawks can win the turnover battle. So, Unit, man,
Yeah.
you're always You're getting better, man.
I enjoyed it.
Yep, there we go. We're going to come back after this, and we got the golden hour. We might actually have a special guest appearance by our very second transfer portal get, Fisherman Clay Henry.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Jaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Our brand new Barling location is now open at 942 Fort Street. Get these red hot buys at all 5 locations. A 230-piece Craftsman Versa Stack Mechanics tool set, only $99. Milwaukee Select M12 and M18 tools and batteries, also $99. And Ace Reward members get super instant savings on select DeWalt and Craftsman tools and accessories. Find more everyday low prices online at JaegersHardware.com.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Looking to boost your health and feel your best? Elite Wellness and Aesthetics in Fort Smith is here to help. Starting at only $200 a month, semaglutide and tirzepatide are weight loss shots that can kickstart your journey to a healthier, more confident you. And with Elite's hormone therapy treatments, you can restore balance, energy, and vitality. Take control of your health today with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. 479-242-9355 to schedule your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures today into the low to mid 60s. Nice and clear tonight. No night low in the upper 30s. Sunny skies. A high will be right around the mid 60s on Saturday, and then limited sunshine upper 60s to low 70s on Sunday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be a smart aleck like that.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com. We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that was respected. Ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad we showed them at halftime.
What's angle one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
All right, golden hour. Here we are, Texas week. Been a fun show so far. Welcome, 45.
Welcome.
We've been having a good time. I mean, a lot of Texas football talk. We're gonna get Fisherman Clay Henry on here in about 30 minutes to talk a little more Texas football. Have you looked at any of this? One of the first things I've had to ask today, everybody I talked to, are you interested at all in this Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight? It's my generation. When you start talking about nostalgia. And when you get into this Arkansas Texas talk, I got a little nostalgia for Mike Tyson. I mean, that's one of the first boxers I remember. Then you go back and you learn history and Cassius Clay, Sugar Ray Leonard, George Foreman. I mean, you just keep going down. Jack Johnson, and then you had a couple here at Arkansas. Bernard Hopkins, not Bernard Hopkins, Jermaine Taylor, he in Arkansas that beat Bernard Hopkins. And then you think Floyd Mayweather, but
my thoughts.
But anyways, are you interested at all in this fight?
Well, boxing in itself, Matt, you've talked about all those names, and to me, to people my age, boxing in itself has fallen out of the lexicon of popular sports things
That's
that we
true.
watched.
It's UFC now, huh?
It really is. It's UFC, but me, honestly, I don't watch a lot of combat sports. It's just not, I haven't really gotten into it throughout my whole career. My whole life, if not really watched a whole lot of it. But to me, this just seems so strange because I hear you and Phil and Chuck and Bo and Ty and even Ty and Tommy and everybody speak with such reverence about how good Mike Tyson was in the ring. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, who's another good boxer that I can equate this to that when they were my age, if they would have seen out there and go and fight something like this in a spectacle. So I've equated this to, Matt, when you were probably my age or so, this would be like, I don't know, Muhammad Ali fighting Andy Kaufman or something like that. Just something so off the wall and strange that it's not really a fight. And so I'm definitely intrigued to see what comes of this, what the dramatics are going to be like, how the script writers are going to spin this one, because we've already seen some theatrics already at the big stare down. Tyson threw a little jab at him real quick, and I will say, it's a quick jab for a 58-year-old. So
have you seen
there could be some good stuff. Man on the Moon. I have seen some bits of that from
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is so good.
Yeah, your Andy Kaufman boy. Yeah, man, it's going to be. I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. It's just more of a spectacle, and more of a production just leading up to it. I don't know how the fight's going to go at all. I mean, I really don't. I know they're wearing heavier gloves and it's a bigger ring, so you got to think it favors the youth. I think the slap was 100% staged, like 100%. That was a slap too.
Yeah,
man.
It was.
That was a real slap.
It was. We got Jim in Yellville here on the line with us, wants to get on and talk a little bit about the fight tonight. Jim, what's going on today, man? What do you think about this fight tonight?
I tell you what, I heard you talking earlier about him fighting a fighter so much younger, but have you seen any of the videos of Mike Tyson training, working out?
Oh, he still looks like Iron Mike. I can still see all those abs and those biceps rippling, and he's got that look in his eye that if you cross him, you're a dead man. I have no doubt about that. He's definitely on the juice, but I don't know if that really matters, because I think he's broken. He needs a payday.
No, I don't. No, he's not broke. He's got money. And I tell you something else. Mike Tyson at 58 is just as dangerous as Mike Tyson was at 21. And
what's that Toby Keith song? Not as good as I once was, but once good as I ever was.
Right.
Exactly. And as far as Jake Paul goes, he's really not ever fought anybody. The only true boxer that he's ever fought was Tommy Fury, and he Tommy Fury beat him. And he's just never stepped in the ring
What's
with a
Jake
boxer.
Paul's martial arts background? What is his background? I thought it was like wrestling.
No, Jake Paul has always been a boxer.
Okay.
He's a YouTube influencer, but what he does is he goes around and he challenges these out of work MMA fighters like Tyron Woodley, and I think he fought Jake Anderson Silva. I'm not really sure. He fought that. He fought that Andrew Askrew or something to that effect. But at any rate, he's fighting a true boxer tonight, and he's fighting a boxer that knows how to move, and he knows how to, he works that body. Nobody in the world ever has worked a body like Mike Tyson does. And I'm going to tell you, if Jake Paul makes it out of the first round, I'm going to be really surprised.
Oh, hey, that's a good take, Jim. Thank you for your call. I appreciate you getting on with us today, letting us know a little bit about it. He's had like a guy that's watched a lot of fights. Guy that knows what he's talking about right there. And I think I agree with Jim. I didn't mean to make it sound like I don't believe that Tyson's ready. I mean, he seems like he is roaring and ready to go. I know that it's not going to be truly a real boxing. I mean, there's fights that are actually on this undercard that are legitimate fights that have actual stakes in the world of real boxing that I think are having some of their eyes taken away with the spectacle that we're seeing tonight. But nonetheless, it'll make for a lot of great TikToks and Twitter views and YouTubes and YouTube videos and everything we can think of. So, Matt, to answer your question, I'm excited to see what comes out of it. The ripple effect should be fun. I bet that they'll probably try and work some way into getting some type of rematch. Some type of do it again, run it back later on.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about the sequel. Yeah,
it's about dollars and cents.
You might be onto something. Anderson Silva too. I don't know how much you know in the martial arts world, but at UFC, he was one of the baddest mans on the planet for a hand. Okay, and so Jake Paul doesn't fight him in his discipline. He fights him in his discipline.
It would be like
And so what you're saying, this is the second person that Jake Paul's got into the ring he was actually a boxer in his prime.
I guess it'd be like somebody challenging, Tom Brady, or I guess he's got baseball experience, but a quarterback to a pitching contest, something like that, something to where they can throw, but it's not quite the same thing. It's not the same discipline, like you said. So if Jake Paul has made his money as a fighter in that way, he's really just made his money being a great instigator and a provocateur. Which if there's dollars and cents in that, get that bread, baby. I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna step on you.
Not, everybody kind of got to do your thing. You're right. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I'll definitely have an eye on it, or so to speak. Be kind of interested in it. Won't be having popcorn for it, but it'll be all right. And then you got some big games. I think this Missouri-South Carolina game, 45. I think it's just as big as any game because I do not see the playoff 12 committee taking any team in the SEC that goes 10-2. So I mean, Missouri has to beat South Carolina, but I think any team in the SEC that goes 10-2, they're going to be in the playoff.
The committee is going to have a really difficult time weighing the strength of schedule and the strength of opponents of some of these few loss SEC teams when it comes to picking those final teams in the 12. They're going to have a difficult time because, I forgot, I think it's Edward did this on Tuck and Bo show the other, I think it was Wednesday morning. It was a blind resume test between SMU and Texas. And SMU's resume is 100 times better. But if they lose a couple games or lose one game, there's talk of SMU being out of the playoff entirely. But Texas has been the darling of the SEC, the darling of the media world so far this year. And they've had a ridiculously easy schedule. So I get what you're saying, Matt. The committee's going to have a really difficult time leaving those two lost teams out of the playoff. But also you look at those teams in the Big Ten, Penn State and Indiana, they really haven't had too difficult of a run of things either. They've had pretty easy sledding. So I think that the committee really is going to have a difficult time deciding, okay, well, this team played a much stronger team early in September. They won or they lost. How does that weigh in favor? And at the end of the day, we're going to see a lot of things just like last year when Florida State was upset. There's going to be lots and lots of teams that feel really, slighted or gypped by the NCAA and the selection committee this year.
Man, going to be some big ones. That's for sure. This Tennessee-Georgia game going to be wild as well. Kirby Smart's first interception as a player for Georgia. He picked off Peyton Manning.
I saw that clip today.
Yeah,
man.
I saw that today
crazy.
Earlier this morning.
Peyton, those first couple years, and when he first started at Tennessee and when he first started at Indianapolis, I'm pretty sure both of those, those his first go of things in college and in the NFL, I think he set interception records for just how poorly he played. But then, he goes off and probably could have won a Heisman in college and becomes one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. A great testament to the mindset of a quarterback. You throw one, keep throwing it, keep throwing them because one of them be a touchdown.
The only person that could have beat Peyton Manning for the Heisman Trophy was Charles Woodson. You don't have any problem with it at all because Charles Woodson's a Hall of Famer as well. Peyton Manning any other year would have won the Heisman that year. That's totally different than Darren McFadden's years. Sorry, just had to get that out there.
And Charles Woodson is better than Travis Hunter.
Oh, yeah. He's bigger. I think he's bigger in that. Bigger. And Travis Hunter's a G, man.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, he's bigger. It's hard at that level to tackle Eddie Lacy, to tackle these running backs and stay healthy and then cover. But we'll see if he can stay healthy, man. He'll like you think Devontae Adams at the for the Eagles, who won the Heisman as a receiver for the Alabama. Yeah, you're like, well, Deshaun Jackson, another guy from Cal that played for years. When you're that little, you got to be you got to be a 10 or either turning up to 11 in the speed category. But let's go take a break, and then we'll come back and let you visit with your friend.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is halftime.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Are holidays stressful for you? Hey, Ty Richardson for the Whippoorwill. The Newmeyers would love to take care of some of that stress by providing you an awesome Thanksgiving dinner. Call the Whippoorwill at 479-769-2095 for the best Thanksgiving catering you've ever had. Smoked turkey breast, dressing, mashed potatoes, and turkey gravy with all the fixins. The Newmeyers' newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, taking care of your holiday this year.
Seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Trying to make a living and doing the best I can. When it's time for leaving, I hope you understand that I was born
and he wound up on the wrong end of the line. And I was born in the backseat of a Greyhound bus, rolling down Highway 41.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Big games, exciting matchups this week and this weekend here. It's Ramblin' Man right there. And if you're a gambling man, you're going to want to hear from our guy Neil Atkinson here with us from Bet Saracen. Neil, there are some exciting events happening going on. Obviously, it's Texas week. There's going to be some movement, some action on that, I know. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight tonight. Neil, talk about that Tyson-Paul fight first. What are we seeing on that? Where's the money going? Are we seeing lots of action on it? And what do you think about it?
Yeah, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight's kind of interesting for us because of the format of this particular fight. You know, it's only going to go 8 rounds, 2-minute rounds versus 3-minute rounds. They're using the different gloves. It's almost like an exhibition fight, but it's a sanctioned exhibition fight. And no bones about it. You know, this thing is on Netflix. So if you've got Netflix, you'll be able to see it. And if you don't have Netflix, make sure you come to Saracen because we will be showing it. We went ahead and bought it because, just the name Mike Tyson. I mean, my Mike Tyson memories go back to the ear episode. I remember that one pretty good, and I think that was at the Pyramid in Memphis back in the day. But anyway, there's a lot of hype around this one, and there's going to be a lot of viewership on it, and we're starting to see the bets come in. And I think people are Mike Tyson is the odds have changed a little bit. Jake Paul is a minus 240 favorite on the winner on this particular fight currently on Bet Saracen, and Mike Tyson's plus 185. I think like you were talking earlier, us old guys want to see Mike Tyson take out Jake Paul. Yeah. So I think that's the older guys are putting their money there, and the younger guys maybe are going with Jake Paul on this. So it's just going to be interesting. I think we even have a market where you can bet the draw. That one right there at plus 800 seems a little intriguing to me because it's a shorter fight, shorter rounds. That one seems to me that I wouldn't bet the farm on this particular match. But if you want to have a little fun, throw a little money at it and enjoy the spectacle of boxing. And if you got Netflix, you'll be able to watch it from home. If not, hey, come on down to Saracen, and we'll have it on the big TVs later on tonight.
Yeah, Neil, you definitely mentioned it right there. That draw, that's what I was kind of thinking is going to be a big play tonight because I feel like the dramatics and the theatrics of this is just setting up for a juicy part 2 later on. So a draw or something of that nature probably might get a lot of play tonight. But you also mentioned it as well. I think that some of the money being on Mike Tyson from the older generation is definitely part of that, teach you a lesson, young boy, right there kind of crowd. And then some of the money on Jake Paul is, the future is now, old man attitude. So I definitely get where you're going, and I'm excited to watch it tonight. And that's just for everybody. Make sure that whoever pays for your Netflix subscription is up to date on their bill for that, so y'all can watch it tonight. But Neil, it's Arkansas and Texas week. It's one of the biggest weeks throughout the year. Anytime that Arkansas and Texas are playing each other, folks, they have this circled on their calendars. They're calling their bosses, calling in sick. They're making plans to make sure that they have their eyes on this game. And I know the line right now is, I think, somewhere around the 12-13 range. So it's a 2-touchdown dog for the Razorbacks, even though they're at home. They've laid some eggs here recently at home with some pretty rough losses. Neil, what's the action look like on that line? And are we seeing anything we think might move towards in favor of Arkansas as we move closer to kickoff tomorrow at 11?
The line's been wobbling anywhere on Bet Saracen between 13, 13.5, and 14. I think this morning when I got up is at 14. Right now, it's currently sitting at 13. We're just having the wobble. Most of the money will start coming in basically right now until the game starts. So it could move a little bit more. But like you said, this game has been circled. It's a big game. Special to us because Saracen Casino is the presenting sponsor for the game. We've got some Beat Texas hats with the Saracen logo on the back of it. We're having fun with it. We're going to have a nice representation up there from Saracen, a lot of our guests. This was the most asked for game because, a lot of our casino players know that we sponsor and have an allotment of tickets up there. And this was the most requested. And, the last time a team wearing ugly orange came into town and was about a 13, 14-point favorite, Arkansas came away with the win. And that's my Tennessee Volunteers. So I could kind of say that and take it on the chin. But yeah, this is an exciting game. It's a big game for Texas because, they're the only team left in the SEC, I think, with only one loss. So it's a big game as far as the national playoff pictures is concerned. But for Arkansas fans, this is a big game. This game can mean the difference between a warm weather bowl and a cold weather bowl game. It just depends on what happens on the field that day. Just looking at the matchup on paper, Arkansas is going to have its work cut out for them, and they're going to have to stop those yards after the catch, which Texas has been so good on this year. But I see the line basically staying about where it is unless there's a big announcement or something comes up about that.
Neil, what do you think the line is going to be for Zvonimir Ivisic III's next game out? He had a career night the other night. I know a lot of folks probably weren't expecting that. What do you think about maybe his performance, and what do you think the bettors are going to do about Big Z, the big 7-footer knocking down threes? Do you think that's going to influence a lot of betting action on the Razorbacks basketball team this year?
Oh yeah, and we've had the prop bets for college are not like they are that week because we don't have official data. And that was one that's really requested a lot. That one in Boogie Flan, people just are latching on to players, and we've just seen a trend where there's a lot of these games that we're having more action on the outcome of the individual prop bets than we do on the outcome of the game. And a lot of that has to do with how easy it is to run fantasy sports on your phones and the different apps. And people just follow the players now. So, basically we put out the line, and then, the people vote with their money where they put it, and then we adjust that as the markets go. And of course, the tough thing for me here is anything that involves Arkansas. I have to, even though my liability says I should be moving that line, I kind of have to stay with the consensus line. Especially since that's our main market, and we book more bets than anybody does on Arkansas teams. I'm pretty confident in saying, looking at the state numbers and look at the numbers that we have on these matches.
Yeah, Neil, so you talk about just, the Arkansas focus and the Arkansas centricity of Bet Saracen. And really, a lot of folks, they think of these big sports betting, big outlets and things like that. They don't think about how, Bet Saracens, they're going to have lines and odds on the Battle of the Ravine, Ouachita Baptist and Henderson State. So, localized as you can get. What's that look like? Anybody putting any money down on that?
Oh, yeah. And then last year, we saw a huge uptick on last year's games from what we did the first year that we offered it. And, we don't, we're not going to let you bet the farm on those lower division games. We're not going to let you do it. But we have very few people try to go over the bet limits that we have on that particular game. But that game is just so special for the state. And, and the visiting team has such jet lag from all the travel that they have to do to get there, just walking across the street. It's just a special game. So that's why we put a line out on it. And most people bet a small amount to have some fun. I think a lot of the people do it for bragging rights. And it's unusual. And you got that little Baptist connection there, but I got a feeling some of them are on the site putting a little friendly wager on there, making a little money, because this game is just special. Just the game circumstances, regardless of what the records. But the game usually has playoff implications in the conference and in that division too. So if it's Arkansas and we can cover it, and frankly, you're not going to find stuff like that on the national books.
Yeah.
So that's the advantage of what Saracen brings by being able to give you the local content that our sports bettors ask for, and we try to deliver when we can, and the regulations allow.
Absolutely, Neil. It's one of my favorite things about living in this state and being a part of this state is just how much we love it when somebody from this state does great things and how well we get behind our own. And one of those things that's very evident in is all of our pro hogs across all the different sports. You know, we joke about it here on the Morning Rush and on Halftime about the Detroit Razorbacks, the Lions up there, how they have so many different Razorbacks, and Oklahoma City with Isaiah Joe and Jay Williams, and now even the White Sox with Benintendi and probably trying to move Hagen Smith up into being a key piece of their organization. Neil, do you see a lot of more bets on those teams that have some more Razorback players on them as their seasons are going along, or is it still pretty spread out? What is the state betting on programs? Do they bet on those teams that have the Pro Hogs on them?
Oh, definitely. So much so that you'll see that on a lot, especially with the NBA, we on our specials tab with all of the specials that we have, like for the Arkansas specials for the Texas game, basketball games, and all that. We'll slip in there when we can an Arkansas alumni special where we'll just put them all in one group there on the special tabs, and it makes it easier for you to find instead of having to go into the matchup and find the individual prop. So people are in tune to that, and in our Arkansas alumni special section that we put up when we can, it has been very, very popular, and people, they're betting the content when we put it up. So that's why we're continuing to do that. And, our job is to just make it easier. There is so much you can bet on. A lot of people that may not do a lot of sports betting or want to, look at it and do friendlies. I mean, it can be intimidating when you look at the number of selections that we have. So that special section is where we put the stuff that people automatically, the most popular bets that people do and the requested content. So we try to make that easy for you to find and bet and place a friendly wager on it. And that's what we try to do.
Well, Neil, I know you'll have a busy night tonight and going well into tomorrow morning fans are, sweating over their bets from tonight and thinking about how they can redeem themselves maybe tomorrow morning with the next slate of games. But I'm sure you got your work cut out for you. It's good to hear from you. Thank you for stopping by again like you do every Friday. We love talking to you, Neil.
Yeah, and in boxing, don't forget, we've got UFC 309 tomorrow night, too. So that is the heavyweight title for that, too. So we will have that at the casino. So that is a big event, and we've got the lines up on that. Nice thing about that is that event comes on after college football is winding down tomorrow. And hopefully all of us Arkansas fans are in a good mood tomorrow at this time. Hey, they got their work cut out for us. A lot of big games. I think Tennessee, Georgia is a big one for the playoff and for the SEC, too, that a lot of people that we're getting a lot of bets on. But, hey, when you're betting on the app, make sure you're doing it and keeping it fun and entertaining, and bet with your head and not over it. And good luck, everybody, on all your parlays this weekend, because there is a lot out there you can parlay.
Thanks, Neil. Appreciate you coming on. And it's always good to hear from Neil. And Bet Saracen. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. They got NFL, college football. You heard Neil. They have everything. You're talking about the Battle of the Ravine. If you're thinking that you want to put some money down, have a little fun, like Neil says, bet responsibly, head over to the Bet Saracen app, and they have something that might scratch that itch for you. We've got some good stuff coming up here. Wrapping up on the Golden Hour, Matt Jones, the fisherman Clay Henry, the man who probably hates Texas more than he likes a lot of things. Coming up here on Halftime. Stay with us.
Pain don't hurt. This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, TCU walked into the locker room at halftime in the 2016 Alamo Bowl, down 31-0. The Horned Frogs stormed into the second half and erased a 31-point deficit to force overtime, and eventually won it in the third overtime, 47-41.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Looking for a healthcare provider that truly listens to you? At Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, their team of nurse practitioners offer personalized healthcare with their in-house labs. Get fast results. Elite Wellness goes beyond just treating symptoms. Their holistic approach addresses the root causes of your well-being. Whether it's preventative care, illness, or exploring natural treatments, your health journey begins with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. Call 479-242-9355 for your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too. And so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with Always On Energy. Visit AOGC.com.
Have you been to the River Valley's only multi-sport facility? Then let's hang out. The Hangout in Fort Smith is the only sports facility that offers indoor tennis and pickleball, indoor and outdoor basketball, and has now added multiple soccer fields. Soccer leagues are forming soon. Did you know the Hangout also has an 8,000 square foot fitness center with bar, yoga, HIIT, and Pilates classes? The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thehangoutfs.com. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3. Morning genius, off in the city, hung out on laces, slashback blazers, ate all the races while pulling the waiters, talking about Monroe, walking on Snow White. New York's a go-go and everything takes night. Poor little greenie. Get back on his Genie, lives on his back. Genie, lost in his legs. It's a great dance, he's a hero. Genie, let yourself go.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, good work, 45 on that last segment, man. You're turning into a professional.
Neil makes it easy,
and yes, he does. And another professional that's so kind to give us a little bit of his time today, the Hall of Famer, Fisherman Clay Henry. Texas Week, Clay, how's it going, man?
Good. I'm excited. I'm driving over, listening to you boys, and I thought, well, maybe a few Texas memories I can lay some on you.
Please give me. I know you got mine is Cedric Cobbs. That I was I think a junior in high school. One of the first times we're underdogs, we go beat them. I think a lot of people still they resonate with that one. But absolutely, give us a Texas Arkansas memory.
Yeah, there won't be many people that are listening that can go back like this. But I'm 70. When I was 10, do the math. 60 years ago, Arkansas played number one Texas in Austin. They'd won 19 in a row. Texas was riding pretty high. My mom and dad were there. Obviously, my dad's covering the game. Mom traveled with him for certain games. So our grandma, maternal grandma, had me and my three brothers were listening on the radio. No TV back in those days. Night game. 36 Westmont Circle in Southwest Little Rock, Meadowcliff. And when Arkansas won the game, just think of it in these terms. There's no garage. You had carports, no enclosed garages. So the cars in the carport exposed on two sides. And she said, go out there and honk the horns. So we got in her car, in my mother's car, and we're honking the horns. And that's what was going on all across the state of Arkansas. Everybody went out in their car, not driving around, just honking their horns. It's the most, I'd get chills still thinking about it.
That's pretty
cool. But, all the cars are outside. They're not moving, but people were in their cars honking their horns.
There's been some wins, Clay, where we beat LSU down there in War Memorial. Everywhere you went for the next, 6-8 hours, everybody's just calling the Hogs. It's the same thing everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
go
ahead.
Yeah. The other memory was 69. I'm a sophomore at Little Rock Central, played, the big shootout in Fayetteville. And my dad took me and my brothers out of school to go up there 2 days early, rented a house in Bella Vista. And so I went in and asked Don Nixon if I could. Basketball season hadn't started yet, but we're in practice. I'm going to miss 3 days of practice. And he says, sure, go. Well, when I got back, the first game of the season was that Tuesday at Hot Springs, and I was suspended. And I said, well, you told me I could go. And he says, I wasn't going to tell you couldn't go to Arkansas, Texas, but there's consequences for everything. So I missed the first game of my high school career. I was just a JV player, but everybody thought it was pretty funny. Clay suspended.
Hey, that's it, man. Some coaches are like that, and then you understand that there's consequences for your actions, and then you say, hey, if you want to go do this, or do you want to go do this? That's a pretty good old school coach right there, Clay. I was looking at some of these times you were talking about. 6 of those 10 meetings in that little time frame right there. Texas was the number 1 ranked team in the country.
Yeah, they were rolling. I mean, that was Darrell Royal, and that game pretty much would decide the Southwest Conference Championship in the 60s. It just that was what, in the preseason polls, one would be picked or the other would be picked second.
And Arkansas won 4 of those games in the 60s.
Yeah, and the interesting part about it is they were best friends, and they vacationed together for 2 weeks in the California desert and played 54 holes of golf every day.
Dean Weber told me stories about Frank Broyles and Darrell Royal and the fact that, there's this kind of animosity or this hatred or, whatever you have. But then I think there was this respect that they had for each other. And really, when you're the head ball coach at Arkansas and Texas at that time, I mean, those were 2 of the best jobs in the country.
That's correct. Texas is always one of the best jobs in the country. I don't care that, if you look at, man, I was listening earlier and you were talking about how many players on the Arkansas top 22. And that's always the way it is.
Yeah.
At the I was talking to Quinn Grovey this week, and he said, well, we had better players than they did. I think if you would go back and have a neutral draft, Texas players are going to be picked.
We always like our own kind. Like we got to have our players back. It's like, well, if he's a Hog, I know what Quinn's saying. I know. Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, and that happens a lot. But the team with the best players doesn't always win, and you know that too, right, man?
Hey, that's true. Well, but I want to ask you a basketball question. But first, I just one key, maybe something. If we win the turnover battle, there's what's a way maybe Arkansas can hang in here and have a chance to win this game?
Just I would encapsulate it by saying the team that makes the fewest mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can talk about penalties, key penalties. You can talk about kicking game. Just limit your mistakes. Don't beat yourself. Don't give up big plays. I mean, that's the same kind of deal. It's you got to make some plays, but when you make a mistake, it helps the other team, and if they've got good players, they're going to take advantage. And we've seen that several times. That we also can point to, the Tennessee game when you limited your mistakes, and there was, and then the glaring mistake dropping the punt against Oklahoma State that turned that game.
Mm-hmm.
The big turnovers against LSU, big turnover against Texas A&M. So all of those, the mistakes turn the games. And then you win a big game when Tennessee was heavily favored just as much as Texas is. So
that's their only L too.
Yeah, you've got things to point to that say if we limit our mistakes, we can be in the game in the fourth quarter. Then anything can happen.
I'm with you. If we win the turnover battle, got to tackle, got to go back to that bend, don't break. Got to keep it as close as you can, as long as you can. What phase, offense, defense, special teams, what phase can you win? If you can win the special teams, sometimes that makes up where you can get a tie on the offensive side. We had a couple callers call in saying that it's going to have to be a shootout for the Hogs to win. I disagree. I think if the Hogs win this game, it's going to have to be under 28 points. Like the winner, the Hogs are going to have to hold Texas to under 28 points if they're going to win this game.
And that can happen. And I think that if you keep the ball, if you got the ball, Texas can't score. I mean, don't help them.
Don't help them. That's right.
Yeah, and don't let them hit your quarterback in the back, and that's pass protection. It's that left side. You keep a tight end over there, and maximum protection at times if you want to throw deep. But it's the little things add up, and that's the way this series has been. And Arkansas has, they've dominated sometimes when they've had the lesser talent. And I can go back and I can point to some of those games. So I do not. I mean, I was listening to Ty earlier, and he's just like, it was woe is me. I don't go out there and play Texas woe is me. I go out there and hit him in the face.
You got to hit him in the mouth. That's a very good point. If you're gonna beat Texas team, you got to out physical them. That's 100. That's what Georgia did to them, and that's easier said than done. But we're gonna have to be physical, a 2 chin strap type of game. And I'm looking forward to it. All right,
Make them prove that they're an SEC team and not a Big 12 team.
That's right. Make them punch you back. That's exactly right. We got this Arkansas basketball team. Clay, I've seen one game. I don't have the SEC Plus. I might get to see the Little Rock game, but Illinois, I know coming up November 28th. What are your initial thoughts, reactions, how this Hog team is lining up so far?
I like how hard they're playing. I like the intensity of their defense. That defense that will travel. You got to have that. I mean, that's Arkansas basketball. Nolan Richardson, Eddie Sutton. I like that. When you have talent and you play hard on defense, a lot of good things will happen. They've got to get a low post presence. And I know Jonas will bring that. But I'm listening when John Calipari says a team without a low post player is a fraud. And so far, that's where they've got to fix it. And it can't be just guards. And I like a lot of what I see, but they've got to fix that.
I like it. And you know, you throw a team together. It's that you're figuring each other out. You're understanding. I get it. I think probably Petrino said that about the Oklahoma State game, and they've had more time than this. And some of our dudes are kind of a little you know banged up already, but they
are
once they come together. And the truth is they don't have to be perfect right now. But here in about 2 months, that's when you got to start getting your game right. Because the SEC is just as heavy competitive as any other conference.
They're getting points off turnover with their defense. Not as much against Baylor. Baylor protected the ball a little better, and I think that John L. Davis he's a guy that can be a low post player. And you think, well, he's a guard. He
does got a little nasty in him. Yeah, he's tough. He's the guy like a little country strong.
He'll. If they play 5 out, they'll flash him in there at times, and I think he can help them. But they still need a big man that the other team fears. That they have to set their defense, and they've got to ask for weak side help. All at once, then you start getting better looks, from 3-point line because there's people sinking off to help against that low post weak side guy. All the good Arkansas teams have had a good post player.
That's right. That helps the floor spacing immensely, no question about it. Well, Clay, man, hey, I appreciate you. We all appreciate some time.
To y'all.
And then safe travels. Enjoy the game tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Clay. The Hall of Famer, fisherman Clay Henry. Dude, it's like it's like nobody remembers this game, but he's like an almanac when it comes to all the.
He said, I'm going to talk for a little bit, and I was like, I'm just going to shut our mics off. That's fine. Like we want to listen. We want to listen to Clay talk about the stories, man.
No question about it.
It's the best.
All right, well, we're going to come back and listen to 45 tell a couple stories and wrap up, kind of maybe get a couple predictions for a couple of the big games. Maybe want to find out about your Chiefs-Bills pick if you're got any interest in that. But great football, great sports weekend all around, and we'll be back after this.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. This is halftime.
Witz Marine, your authorized Mercury dealer, is ready to take care of your winterization needs. With cold weather just around the corner, be sure to get your Mercruiser stern drives drained and flushed with antifreeze. For those without boards, it's a great time to change the oil and service the lower unit. Plus, treat your fuel for a trouble-free next season. Don't get caught this winter. It's also a great time to repower the old boat with a new reliable Mercury engine. That's Witz Marine, your authorized repower center, 823 North 11th next to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Call the Hogs with Razorback women's basketball this season for exciting matchups inside the Basketball Palace of Mid-America, Bud Walton Arena.
All the changes we've had, the one thing that stayed really same is I'm going to coach them as hard as I'm going to love them.
Experience great family fun and entertainment by cheering on the Hogs along with the Hog Wild Band, cheerleaders, dance team, and mascot.
Carly inside, up with the ball, fouled, and one.
Tickets start at just $5 at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches, and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here, and Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Been waiting for
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, back halftime, wrapping this thing up. Aaron Torres, man, Fisherman Clay coming on, 45 doing his thing, Unit doing his thing, all the listeners, all the texters, all the callers, man, we do this show for you guys, and we appreciate y'all more than you ever know. It's been a fun Friday. Fun Friday. Can I dream, 45? Can I dream a little bit? Can I have a little bit of hope? Is there anything? Tell me straight. Hogs, Texas, what do you got?
I think Clay wrapped it up right there. If you're not getting up for Texas week, you might as well just pack it in. All right. It's he said it, you can't have any mistakes. You can't make those mistakes. And all the games the Razorbacks have won and all those big times where Texas overlooked us, they were highly ranked and they looked at us and said, we're the big brother here. And then we socked them in the mouth. We did exactly that. We socked them in the mouth and we didn't give them a chance to try and put their disgusting burnt orange noses in the air at us. We came in there and we stuck it to them. And I think that it's going to take, like you said a couple earlier today, Matt, it's going to take a big play. You think about all those big plays and all those rejoins and stuff they're making all week. Yeah, Hatfield, Cedric Cobbs, Tywan Johnson falling on it, Rocket breaking one loose. It's going to take one of those big plays. Matt Jones down the sideline. It's going to take one of those big plays for the stadium to get rocking, for everybody to wake up, get those hogs to be called, and then Sarkisian's right back where he was, this time, or, in September of 2021, shaking in his boots. The only hope we have, Matt, is if we show up like we have not done all year. And if we can do that, I think that we have a little bit of a shot. Just don't go out there and lay an egg again. That's all I can ask. Get out there and give it your best shot. And then you never know. Quinn Ewers, he may throw one. He may throw two. May throw three. But you got to be there first.
Play physical. Play fast. I'd like to see the team take a chance somewhere. If it's a fake punt, if it's an onside kick, if it's going for it on the very first time you get on 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. Play aggressive, but play smart. I'm with you. You got to keep it close as long as you can.
Special teams got to be special.
Special teams got to be special. The most precious thing out there is the football. 0 turnovers. There's not one thing that's more precious than the football. Even the players. Y'all aren't as precious as the football. The football is the most precious thing out there, so take care of it. 0 turnovers tomorrow. Cause a couple turnovers. Keep it close late. Keep it a 1-score game as long as you can. Oh man, I'm getting ready to go.
Yeah, man. If we knock them off, I don't think they can put them in the playoff, Matt. So we got to spoil them. We got to spoil the holidays for them.
All right. Well, this has been a fun week. Been a fun last day of the week. Texas week. Getting everything going on. Big shout out to everybody for stopping by today. We had a good time, and we'll see you around.